Hi, everybody. Welcome to our next session of Call of Cthulhu, our circus arc. Last time, we had some background information regarding our snowmen. We had some shenanigans. We got to piss off somebody who has information, resounding in a lovely smack. The cops are now involved and have seen people. Some minor sanity rolls and other shenanigans of the sort. And we ended off with Louise seeing a large rattlesnake with a crescent moon on its forehead and William rolling a 100. But we'll get back to that one. Gonna start off with Bill. Bill, you have been given the information of like, hey, Wolf is near the red tent, potentially. So, you've just dropped off Archie. You've been told that more than likely a couple of the people you know are going to be arrested. What would you like to do?
Well, a lot of information for one small college student to process. Why didn't I bring out my D100s? Wow. So on top of it today. So Estaban and some other people are potentially going to get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ginny and the Ringmaster are looking at pressing charges.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf is potentially near the red tent.
Yep.
I don't know where Mary Ann is at the moment, and I just heard a lot of screaming. Correct?
Yep.
Because Louise screamed William really, really loud, and there was no way I missed that.
The Wise were able to hear it out there where they're working right now during the day. We're able to hear the screaming. Let's be real with ourselves and each other.
Are we gonna get a visit from the Wise?
Probably not, but they were able to hear it. Poor Iggy and his on the Lilacs area is like, wow, why am I hearing screaming? Huh. Okay, this
I'm
is
just
weird.
trying to have a nice evening with my
Who's
William?
William?
What is this? I know we had kind of briefly discussed that I was gonna go talk to Wolf because I was looking for him, but I feel like this loud scream is a lot more pressing.
Okay, no.
So Bill is going to move towards the direction of Louise screaming, William! Yeah.
Alright.
Like, what the fuck?
Well,
so, what do I need to roll, if anything?
spot hidden.
Alright, cool. Where's my dice? 26.
26. You see, as you round the corner of the tent, you see Louise looking on, like she's holding on to William by the collar, looking mortified. You see the back of William's head, but he's holding on to like his on Louise's hands.
Yeah, like as he's getting like strangled, he's like holding onto her wrist as she's strangling him.
Yes,
that kind of situation.
He's looking a little tense. You see Jack looking understandably concerned. You see Laura kind of watching this from a distance of like, I'm close enough to make sure I don't cause a fight, but you know, I'm gonna let it play out just a little bit longer. And then you see right in front of you a giant rattlesnake, and it seems to be watching William.
Stick nearby.
Roll me another spot hidden.
$73.
You don't see any.
Just barely misses.
Oh, Would you like to push, spend the luck, or let it be?
Let me look at my inventory really quick.
Okay.
Da 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 da. Yes, I'm going to use a curb stomped rattlesnake corpse to make this other rattlesnake not mad. That sounds like a great idea. Oh shit. No, I guess I'm pretty boned. How much do I like William? Another good question. I'll spend the 3 luck points.
Okay. Spend the 3 luck points. As you're looking around, you're not seeing a stick in the immediate area where you could grab it safely. But it also looks like the snake's not going to attack. It seems to be kind of in this, you know how like a cat is watching, not quite in that sense of like I'm gonna pounce, but kind of like,
yeah,
all right, peasant.
I guess I should have clarified. I'm not looking for the stick to hit it with the thing. I'm looking for the stick to do the whole like you grab it by the tail and you use the stick to kind of like move it.
Yeah. You don't see a stick in the any.
Damn, I can't be.
But it's
Steve
also
Irwin, bless him.
It's
Steve
also
Irwin,
the snake is also just watching William like it's a peasant beneath its feet.
Crikey.
Before it decides to turn and slither under the tent, the snake tent, and disappears from you.
Well, I don't know what you guys were doing, but Jenny he's gonna beeline right back to the tent, the ringmaster. She's like, so there was a giant rattlesnake and it just slithered its way into the snake charming tent and just thought you should know.
What? Ringmaster Fox is gonna.
What is there not to say? There was a giant rattlesnake and it just slithered into Ginny's tent. Or the snake charming tent.
Ringmaster Fox is going to hurry on in. Archie's gonna kind of look at you a little confused and kind of be like, that's weird. Ginny usually keeps them in a pretty tight, or not, she keeps the case sealed where they're at. What did it look like? Uh-oh.
Hello?
Hello!
My computer blue.
I think we lost Flower for a minute.
Hi, my computer blue screened.
Oh,
Resetting it.
All right.
What did you say about after Fox went into the tent?
Archie's gonna look at you. He's gonna be a little confused, and he mentioned the equivalent of like Ginny usually makes sure that they can't escape. Do you know what it looked like?
Like a rattlesnake with a crescent moon on its forehead.
That's weird. I've never seen any snake like that.
Neither have I, which is why I wanted to alert you. Bill is a little bit annoyed because he's now had to say 3 times, there's a fucking rattlesnake.
Information do you need? It's a rattlesnake. Hi.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, well, okay. Well, Fox and Ginny usually they have a handle on snakes and stuff. So I think with the 2 of them, they should be able to get a handle on it. Thanks. I don't think I ever got your name.
Does the Midwestern shake. Bill Lynch, yours?
Archie Benson. He's gonna pause for a second. Lynch. Do you know Marianne?
Yes. My big sister.
Oh. Cool. Yeah, she usually talks about her family all the time. Super, very excited about it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to catch up soon. You know, and then I'll gestures. This happened.
Yeah.
This happened.
Yeah. I'm sure things will get a handle on it. Just kind of.
Yay.
Archie is still trying to process this entire thing as well, so he's just gonna kind of be like, I'm in the nodding.
Yeah, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Mood, bro.
Mood, bro.
I'm okay with if you want to jump to somebody else. And
okay.
I have no idea what I want to do right now. I'll probably eventually go find Wolf, but
okay. Alrighty then. Louise, you just saw the rattlesnake watch William, and then just kind of slip off as the equivalent of, he's beneath me. Moving on.
Because when she saw it, she tensed and she was getting ready to drag William. And she might still drag William a bit away from this tent because she did see it go in there. And it could come out. Who knows? She doesn't want to deal with snakes. That's one of her brothers. He wouldn't mind. She doesn't want to deal with them. So, I think what she'll do is she'll just kind of drag William over this way, a little farther away from the snake tent.
Okay, doke.
And then Jack, obviously, follow Louise. She's just gonna stand there and just... Alright, what's done is done. They just need to work on it.
Okay. Can you roll me a psych check, please?
For myself or for others?
For William.
Oh, no. Hey, that's a 16!
Hell yeah. William looks like he has seen a ghost and he keeps looking past you. Like, there's some... Like, when you were holding him, when the snake first showed up, it appeared like he was, looking at something behind you and was terrified of the result.
Sha? And she's gonna kind of wave her hand in front of his face, like, Sha, you okay? You with me?
William looks back at Louise. Like, yes.
Turns around. What the fuck's behind her?
Nothing.
Fixed. There's no problem. There was nothing.
What do you mean, fixed? Is there... William, my love, my friend, my partner in crime. I swear to God, I'm gonna bury you. Is there anything else I need to know? Is there any other trouble that you could be in?
Not that I'm aware of. But knowing being here, there's always something that I've done wrong.
Can I, look around, see if there's anybody watching William, see if there's just...
Roll a spot hidden.
If there are any more fucking snakes. That is a 54. I haven't got that fast. I did not. I see nothing.
Do you want to press your luck, spend the luck points, or leave it be?
I will leave it be. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Okay.
And William's not going to lie to me.
Well, you don't see anything. You kind of see people mingling and stuff. Out of the corner of your eye, you do see the overdressed man for Louisiana summers kind of making his way towards the front of the circus. But outside of that, you don't see anybody that...
Yes. Louise is just gonna sigh and be like, William, Jack over here put his neck out for you. I really think you ought to, say thank you to him, and then you and we gotta sell your assets and have you go apologize to Fat Iggy with a nice check in hand and a crate of limoncello. I gotta find Cecil. But I think you just gotta work off your debt now that he's given you an out. Right, Jack?
Jack?
Right, Jack.
Yes. Sorry.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
My computer's being a little slow. Sorry.
It's okay. Louise is basically like, we just have to head down, work off your debt, it'll be fine. Right, Jack?
He also has to apologize as well.
Yes.
In person.
Yes, Louise is going to go with him. Well, hold on, sorry, that's me out of character. Yes, I'm gonna go with him though, and we're gonna have a nice check ready to go as a sign of good faith and limoncello. It'll be great, and I'll be there to make sure his mouth doesn't go in his foot, or vice versa.
Should I come too?
You can totally come.
All right.
The more the merrier.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a party.
I mean, it would be always good to have more firepower.
No.
What does that mean?
No. William.
We gotta work on your phrasing, my guy.
No weapon.
Well, there's more people with guns.
No.
That's not. Nope. I'm not doing that. Nope.
No weapons, Will. We're just gonna go with some liquor and some cash.
What if she tries to shoot me? Or you, or Jack?
I don't think he'll try to shoot me. I don't think he'll try to shoot Louise. I don't think he'll try to shoot you.
Yeah.
But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Jack, I got a question. Where's this apology supposed to take place?
Beth, I don't think I got that information. I think it was just supposed to be in person. So I assumed his house or wherever he is. His head of operations.
I feel like that kind of detail, either the La Luxuria
slipped everyone's mind.
Yeah, either the La Luxuria itself, or you'd contact, or the assumption was you'd contact Mr. Y and be like, hey, William's terrified, but he is going to do it. Where should we have this apology meeting?
Okay, I can contact him, I suppose.
Jack, let's try to make it in a public place.
Uh-oh.
No shooting on either side. Jackson Square, Cafe Du Monde, Armand's, restaurant, something public.
Like a neutral ground kind of thing?
Yes, exactly. Not the chateau, not the boat, not the speaker. Public. That's people.
But then we're at risk of a public.
Is that a little rude to do? I feel like that's a little rude to do.
It's not rude, it's strategic. All right? If we're on their grounds, they can kill us. They're on our grounds, they ain't gonna trust us, and then they're gonna kill us anyway. Public place, ain't nobody got guns, just public.
Okay.
Let's just hope they haven't got any snipers.
Where's Bruna when I need her and her goddamn flask?
Pigeon, she's out pigeon racing right now. She's not going to be able to help.
She's living the good life, pigeon racing and stress baking.
DM, I need a drink. Where can I get a drink at the second?
You didn't just bring one?
Right there.
I've got crates of them.
I was gonna say, you did bring several crates of alcohol.
They're back at the speakeasy.
And those are at the speakeasy. Yes. You can go down to the light blue tent down here and get yourself a non-alcoholic drink.
That's boring.
As a non-keeper player reminder, y'all are still in public, so mind the volumes of your screaming. Hi, Wendy. Love your butt.
So
Jesus, your rubber temples.
All right. Are you good to head over to this light blue, and I'll go jump over to Martin Brick? All right. All right, Martin Brick.
So he essentially has not moved for a couple of hours, and then all of a sudden he's just like, I don't think we should have killed the snake.
Yes.
Oh well, and he is gonna he'll look around and notice that he's alone. God damn it, they left me here. It's all right. Petunia, let's go find them. Petunia, where'd they go?
Go ahead and roll me a knowledge check real quick, and I will let you know what Petunia tells you.
Let's see. 60.
Would you like to push that roll or spend some luck?
No. I'll just keep it.
Okay. Petunia is giving you the silent treatment. She's not particularly pleased with the whole being yeeted at said snake, and
I apologize.
The whole rider situation with Bill. Yeah, she ain't talking.
That wasn't me. That was a young man who doesn't know his shit. That's fine. I'll find him myself. It's okay. I've been doing this my whole life. And I would like to use tracking.
All right, go ahead and roll.
I can tell in the dust prints where everybody went.
Okie doke.
50, no. Damn it. It must have rained. Even though he's not wet at all. So he's just gonna start wandering. I mean, the circus is only so big.
Yes. So as you're kind of meandering around, you do see that where the body is, it's been roped off. There's some police officers that are kind of doing their investigation thing. And they give you one look, and the look is very much you step closer, we're gonna beat the crap out of you. Be gone, dusty man.
You'd think they would have had this taken care of. But this is Petunia. You'd think they would have had this taken care of by now. I don't have a horse. I do, but I have to. Never mind. You'd think they would have taken care of it by now, but that's fine. We'll go find everybody else. Okay. He'll just keep walking.
All right. As you walk, you pass Keith, who's very much we're shutting down. I'm just gonna hide out in here. And you see Davy, who is looking very irritated and disgusted. And as you walk past him, you roll me spot hidden again. Or spot hidden.
24.
24. Wonderful. You see on one side, you see William, Louise, Laura. A little bit farther, you see Bill talking to Archie. And then in front of you, you see a man who's definitely overdressed for the Louisiana weather. And then
Gonna sweat his balls off.
yes. And then you kind of see Marcantonio and Istavan kind of heading out towards the freak show tent. And that's pretty much the gist of what you can see.
Well, I suppose I would probably catch up with Louise
Alrighty.
and William, seeing as I know them the bestest.
Okie dokie. You come over. And you
So how's it going?
Oh. Hello,
Petunia
Jen.
had some really interesting things to say. From what I understand and what she said to me, there's a snake problem. Is that still the case? I'm good at killing snakes. I'd take care of them for you.
That won't be a problem. We've already killed another one.
I got
Albeit a bit
many
larger.
questions.
Wait, there's more than one? Anyways, how's it going with you guys? If the snakes aren't a problem, it looks like you've had a time. Was it good?
I got so many questions. In your whole sentence, Sha. Who is Petunia?
This is Petunia. Petunia tells me the secrets of the world when she's inclined. Go on. You had more questions. Why are you looking at me like that?
Looks at William and looks at Laura, because Laura's right next to her. Like, what? And then looks back at Martin.
Laura's shaking her head.
We've just
I
got,
don't have any
we've just
more
got
idea
the.
than you do.
It's
Things
okay,
absolutely
Petunia.
reasonable.
We have gone our lives facing skepticity.
William's
You'll
just got
learn
the.
one day.
William's just got the face off. I'm used to this bullshit.
Louise's next question. How did you know that we were dealing with snakes? Were you dealing with snakes?
Well, yes and no. I did deal with a snake. Quite rightly in a very Midwestern fashion. And then Petunia was telling me about the other snakes. And I figured after our chat about setting things right, because the little Bill there said some bullshit about how Petunia's name ain't Petunia. And we had to have a deep heart-to-heart to make sure that I was correctly told her name. But before that, there was a snake that surprised the skippers out of me, and so I stomped it. I don't know what kind of snake it was. I don't know if it was special, but I have been made aware that it was probably special. Sorry about it.
Laura, I got a question. You were in the tent. Louise considers Laura incredibly smart. This is why she's asking. Laura, did the snake man not say that Anybody who kills a snake is who they kill?
Well, I'm still
He
alive.
did say that. Yes.
So he's not good at his job. Just saying.
Mr. Brick, I think you are in danger.
If on the side of danger. It's just, you live your life on the trains, and every moment is a moment you could die. You trip, fall off. I don't know.
I keep trying to tell you this, Louise. We're always in danger.
Yeah, I mean, I keep asking him to close that big-ass door on the side when we're going super fast, and he's just like, just don't fall out. So, every once in a while, some will fly in the train, though. That's freaking scary. One time, a bat smacked me in the face. Anyways.
No.
But who said something about snakes?
The snake man. We're dealing with smoothmans. There's some weird snake-looking people that worship Laura, help.
I'll make it easier to explain.
No. The point that we're trying to make here is that things are going on that are much weirder than things that normally go on. There's strange stuff that shouldn't be scientifically possible, according to our friend Bill, who is in fact a zoologist.
That's why he knew what kind of snake it was right away.
You said you didn't know what kind of snake it was. Did he tell you what kind of snake it was?
Did it have legs? No, I don't think it had legs. I mean,
Okay, so
at one point it had legs, but then the evolutionary...
Tell the difference between a snake and a human.
If a snake had legs, would it not just be a long lizard?
Not necessarily.
Is it even a snake then?
So, Bill...
I don't think it's a...
Are we snakes?
No!
Bill, you can actually hear this conversation. And if you turn around, you can see Bill. Just do, if you want to jump in on this. And Bill, you
Beth, can you please repeat the last two things you said?
If you turn around, you can see Martin, and you can hear Martin.
Can I hear Laura shit talking me?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be a listen check?
You, I'm just talking to him.
Yeah, I suppose. Do I need to make a listen check?
Gotta eavesdrop on our combo.
Can I have?
You can make a listen check to see whether or not you mishear or hear Laura.
Oh, I got a 20. I heard it.
You heard it. And
I heard all that
shit.
And you heard it correctly, too. So no miscommunication here.
Okay, cool. It's gonna, turn around, kind of shrugging,
because if I
Archie,
see you turn around and shrugging, I'm shrugging back.
So be like, it was really nice meeting you, Mr. Benson. I gotta go.
All right.
There.
All right, I'll
holler if they need help with the snake in the tent.
All right.
He walks over to the main group. He's like, "What? Why are you talking about me? Can I help you?"
Do you remember snake we smack had legs?
Snakes.
Yeah, I'm studying.
You did?
I'm studying snakes and amphibians and lizards as my focus.
How did I miss the fact that snake had legs?
And I still have the snake that Martin curb stomped terribly. It's pretty
like
grotesque.
I told the others, I took care of it in a Midwestern fashion. Y'all want to call it a curb stomp? That's your initiative, but
I was there. I witnessed it. You physically, and he's like
Words
doing
matter,
like,
Bill.
He's like, you lifted your leggy and you stomped really hard on its head. You're throwing your plaster horse at its head.
And by the way, I've confirmed with her. Her name is Petunia, not Ryder.
Okay, then I'm sorry to Petunia.
Yeah, you
that
better
I misnamed
apologize.
her.
Apologize to her face and just hold the horse up. Apologize.
To know, so Gavin, if this is Bill, is the horse like right here in
Yes.
his face?
Yes.
Okay, and he's like kind of shrinking. He's like, I'm sorry, Petunia.
Here, I'll move you in the proper spot.
Why your name is Petunia when you have male genitalia, I don't know, but I respect your name.
Other people's lives.
I respect your name. Okay, I'm sorry.
I am concerned.
Well,
it's a horse.
Just because Petunia was made from a male model doesn't mean Petunia's not Petunia.
I'm sorry.
I can't believe I, of the older generation, has to set you straight on this. I'm so mad.
I'm sorry,
Petunia. Snake, and you murdered and were accessory to murder, Bill.
We should see that snake. Apparently, it might have legs.
No, it does not have legs.
How do we know?
Have legs.
You
said it might have legs.
Martin.
I'm very confused in this conversation. First, could it? What if it does have legs and they're just really small?
Noah, I need a drink. Martin, you murdered a snake. Bill, you were an accessory to the murder.
Murder's a strong word. I like to think of it as self-defense.
Snoomans consider it murder!
What is Snooman, snake, and human meshed together? How did that work?
Dad, take me home! I'm done with all of you! I've not hurt a snake! No! I want to go home!
Then why don't you just go home? Don't you have a car?
My ride is Jack, and I need to figure out what to do with William. William is staying at my place.
Wait, what's wrong with William?
Long story.
Nothing.
I mean, there's plenty to be wrong with William. Number one, have you heard him talk? Just saying. I love you too, buddy. Close the door one time and maybe I'll feel different.
Okay.
The reason why I leave the door open is so that we don't leave you inside it locked in the middle of summer in a siding where we'll leave you behind for a week with no food, water, or air. That's why I leave the door open so you don't die.
It's because you love me.
No, it's because I don't want to have to clean up the body.
It's been so
and then
long
explain
since
it
someone
to
cared.
everyone.
I love you too, William.
Before I forget, because, this has been really startling. The ringmaster and Ginny are going to be pressing charges about whoever took those child drawings from her trunk.
Someone stole something? Well, that's rude.
Points to Jack. Yeah, that one. And the private investigator? They're going to be pressing charges.
I don't think Brick has ever met Jack.
Nope.
No.
So that one right here, the one that looks...
No, you didn't steal nothing.
But Bill just said that he did.
As far as the ringmaster
they
and Ginny...
think he stole it and we gotta try to prove his innocence?
As far as the ringmaster and Ginny are concerned, the police report and child drawings, I guess they're drawings from her childhood or something, were taken from the trunk in her tent. And they know that Mr. Caspoluti and Jack, we're in that tent and they had the drawings.
But
I don't think they know about Jack, actually.
But Jack
Bill doesn't know that. Bill's automatically assuming Jack. And he heard the thing with Ginny and Ringmaster. That they were there together. So he assumes that's the information Ringmaster and Ginny has. He doesn't know that they don't know that Jack was involved. But like the private investigator said something too, so I'm not sure exact logistics, but he got slapped really hard.
I mean,
and they're pissed.
God damn it, Istavan.
Okay, so
let's set Jack. Hold, Jack. You didn't take anything. It was the private investigator, right? I mean, he was snooping around investigating, and you were just there together, right?
I mean,
yeah, that's exactly what happened.
You didn't steal nothing.
But you were in that tent, weren't you? How did you get it?
Sounds like it's not just me that's in trouble with Louise now.
Man, y'all get a lot of shit done in a short amount of time. So you went into a tent, young Jack, with another person, and they just assumed that you stole these things instead of the other person?
I guess so.
Are you not good at pinning crime on other people? You should try, like, if you see that there's a bus coming and you want to live, you can just take the person and throw them under the bus. And then you're fine. Right. You don't get charged with anything. Like
I'll remember that next time I'm going to get run over.
You know what? I don't want to be an accessory to this. No.
Well, at least you're not an accessory to murder.
Well, according to Louise, I am an accessory because you curb stomped a rattlesnake.
How is the law going to press us for that?
They're not.
It's not illegal to step on a snake.
It is for the Stumans.
Are the Stumans the law of the land? No, they're weird people who fuck snakes. I still don't even know how it happens. Is the mother the snake or the father the snake? If the mother's the snake, then
Martin.
Yeah.
Martin. We don't know how it happened, but we're pretty sure there is no human-snake cross-species fornication.
But you just called them.
Listen,
so they are human.
They're people that look like snakes.
Martin, you know your friend up by the tracks that got killed?
Yeah. They've finally done it.
He killed a snake, and the Stumans killed him. So by you killing a snake and Bill witnessing, and not stopping you, not doing anything, he could be charged as accessory by the Stumans. The Stumans are gonna come and maybe kill both of you or just one of you. So we gotta deal with that. Jack, you were in the tent, but you didn't steal nothing. William, you're gonna pay back your debts, and everybody's gonna be fine.
And what about the Snooman I
killed? I don't know why you're yelling.
That was self-defense. You shut your mouth.
I claim that this snake was self-defense. How are they even gonna know that we done it? There was no one in that tent. Petunia, did you tell them?
Go ahead and roll me spot hidden, everybody.
Oh, no.
Dang it, I was trying to back away slowly.
Yeah, 98.
15.
24. I'd like you to know,
100
again. 100? Damn.
Oh boy.
Ouch. I was only 2 off.
You can push it if you wanted to, Gahv.
Push it.
Alright, so
we've already got one person who rolled 100. What's another with a 98?
So there's that. William. Behind Louise, seeming to almost creep out of the tent, it appears to be a man about 5'6", 5'7" in height. He's starting to pull open the the tent window, and his top half is like cobra, like the hood, and it's like top half, head parts and shoulders of a snake, body of a man. What do you do?
That's such a look.
He's just staring at it going, guys, you're not going to believe this. There's a snowman there.
What?
There's a snowman there. Look.
What is there?
He don't look like a snake.
It's a point.
You're
It's
pointing.
behind Louise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
It's it's opening the tent.
Louise?
Look.
You don't see anything,
Turn
Louise.
around.
There's nothing there.
Was that too hard on you? You okay? Checks his temperature.
She pushes her off. No, I saw a snowman. I'm telling the truth.
He's right, I saw it too.
Look, see?
You did, Laura. You didn't roll 100 though.
Oh, I see. Okay. No, what?
No, I rolled
100 is a low
100.
roll, isn't it? I'm lost.
So William, because he rolled the 100, sees our snowman friend,
Yeah.
the Cobra snowman.
Okay.
Everybody else,
All
you
right.
don't see
I got
anything. It's him blabbering like a
entirely
madman.
confused. Okay.
Okay.
Good, fine.
Louise is just gonna look at William and go, all right. If you see it, you see it. Is he still there?
William's just like about to wander over to it, and it's like, well, he's just gone in. He's just gone in the tent.
Go ahead and roll me a sanity, please, William.
Oh, please don't get 100.
William?
Oh
you need
my
dice.
god.
No. Go
80.
get dice.
A what?
I got 80.
Okay. All right. We're not gonna be as mean, but okay. William, you still see him there, and he seems to be reaching something at his side.
Oh. William's just kind of got his hand hovering by his gun. Not pulling it out yet. He's not pulling it out. It's hovering.
It's a showdown now.
Mm-hmm.
Louise is in the middle!
And he's just kind of stopped still, frozen, staring at him.
William, don't shoot this one.
I'm seeing what he does. He's just completely frozen there, just holding his hand above his gun, just like, what do I do?
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Yeah. So, Jack, you're witnessing William. He's losing the color in his face. He's got his hand over his gun, and he's talking about, he's seen the snowman coming out of the tent, and there's nothing there. What do you want to do?
Get your head out of my chips.
I have no idea. I'm sorry. Where is he in vicinity to the tent exactly?
So it's tent, Louise, William. Louise is technically in front of him, but that's not gonna.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not.
So let me put it in perspective. If William shoots, Louise does get a chance to dodge.
Okay. Am I next to him, or is he behind me? Wait.
You're next
I'm
to
sorry,
Lauren
who
with a
is
little huddle.
who here? Okay.
Yes. William is above Martin.
I'm just gonna maybe move away from the tent. You know, just back up.
It's going closer to the tent.
Is it? No, I want to be in the corner of the tent.
It's this tent. This is the tent.
Oh, the other tent. That tent. I thought you meant the tent
This
down
tent.
there.
No, yeah,
not in here. This one's empty.
I'm not having a good day
I love
today.
the energy that you're hiding behind Laura.
Yes, our greatest fighter,
Can I
Laura.
stop him? Can I grab his hand or something?
Well, you gotta move over to him first.
Which one? Is he the one not on top
right.
or bottom?
This is William.
So that person, okay.
Mm-hmm. You have to go over to him. And
Just go
then
over to him
roll me a sleight of hand.
and hold his hand.
Sleight of hand to catch, to like try and quietly grab him.
Oh, what? 84.
Do you want to push the roll? Do you want to spend some luck? Or leave it be?
I guess I'll leave it be.
Oh.
No, I'll leave it be.
Okay.
Yep.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay, William, go ahead and roll me a sanity check, please.
Oh no.
Grab real dice.
Oh.
Grab real
I
dice!
don't have real dice.
I'm gonna buy you some. Fuck this.
What's the number, William?
100. Twice tonight.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
as Jack's touching your shoulder,
Pick fucking dice apps on you can get on your
It's
phone,
fake.
right?
you don't see it as Jack. You see it as a snowman. A snowman is trying to grab you, trying to take you to get your revenge, or whatever. It's trying to grab you. What do you do when Jack touches your hand?
Oh no.
Oh no.
He's trying to grab you.
Oh, no. He turns towards Jack, quite scared, and pushes him,
Okay.
with his hand still hovering above his gun.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a dex. Or yes, it would be a dex, Jack.
And I'll wait. Never mind, Beth.
It's a 74.
Do you want to spend the luck? Do you want to push the roll?
No, I don't.
Okay. As you're being shoved,
I'm scared if I do.
well, guess what?
Actually, yeah. Can I push it? Screw it.
Yeah, push it. Go ahead.
Okay, that's a 30.
Okay, you managed to move out of the way in time as William frantically tries to shove you away. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! Technical difficulties! Why would you do this to me in such a dramatic moment? One momento, one momento, here we go again.
At least until Beth tells you you aren't.
Hi, everybody, I'm back. Technical difficulties at its best.
I was going to say, speaking of Beth.
Hi.
Yeah, speak.
Okay.
Technically, Will, you're still talking to a snowman until Beth tells you otherwise.
But he's looking directly at Jack.
Okay, so we'll start off from Jack manages to get out of the way as William frantically pushes him away. William, you still see him as a snake person, unless you would like to roll another sanity check.
I'm doing another one, but he's staring right at Jack. Oh, dice, please don't.
Who is a snowman in disguise?
56.
56. You blink a couple times, and it's Jack. It's Jack. Jack's looking very confused and very like, what the fuck, man? But it's Jack. There was no snowman. Jack, you just see William's face kind of soften and of like this look of realization of like, oh, okay, I'm okay.
You okay?
No, there's a snowman there. No one's fucking seeing him.
Well, you just shoved me.
You snuck up on me.
Well, you're gonna shoot my girlfriend.
No, I don't. I wouldn't shoot Louise. I want to shoot that bastard that's going into that tent.
I know you wouldn't shoot her on purpose.
William, I thought this lovely lady was with you. Drama.
Oh yeah, Jack doesn't know about the whole relationship thing with Louise and Will.
Beth.
This is okay. I don't. Can we?
We're good.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Jack. You sold your soul to the devil for an ex-boyfriend.
I know.
He doesn't know that yet.
No, Jack doesn't. I know. Chev knows. Chev remembers.
Oh, William's gonna have another enemy.
Is that including himself?
Oh no, he was always an enemy.
Louise is gonna kind of be like,
are you playing them both? Go get it, girl.
who are you again?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Let's just calm heads. Calm heads.
I thought we were friends. But I see now that was a lie.
Let's just everybody calm down. I don't think weaponry or fighting of any kind is going to help anybody. If Will sees a snowman, maybe there's something here that he can't see. And that's fine. But Will, I know what the answer's going to be, but maybe you want to hand your weapon over before you maybe accidentally shoot someone?
I'll hold that for you.
William refrains.
Do you want me to put it in the car? No.
Louise is just, no.
The two of us who are going to go home to the same place as William, it's probably me. We both live on the train and it ain't like that, goddamn.
So as you're saying that, Martin, a police officer, an older man, maybe about your age, give or take a few years, is coming up to you, and he's in a police uniform, and he's like,
no.
"Excuse me, everyone. We're gonna have to hold off on heading to back homes. We need to get your statements." And Mr. Dawson, in particular, we need to have a conversation with.
On a technicality, I don't have a home.
All right.
Well, don't worry.
That was the saddest thing I've heard all day.
Officer Rufio's going to he's going to be like, well, don't worry. We'll get you settled. If anything.
You gonna take me, gonna adopt me, sir?
Well,
foster me like a pet.
I got the papers right here.
No,
I'll be straight with you. I don't have all my shots.
We're going to ask you a couple of questions, and we're going to corroborate a couple of stories. Ringmaster Fox was mentioning that somebody is looking for somebody of your description and name, so we're gonna see if we can help reunite you with whoever's looking for you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anyone who'd be looking for me, but
I believe the ringmaster said Andrew Brick is looking for you.
well, that's a weird name. I ain't heard that before. Why's he got my last name?
Want to roll in knowledge?
Nickname.
Yeah, I ran
Sure.
into him before.
I'm so excited to fail this one.
Don't you fucking dare!
44.
44, yes, that is a fail. Do you want to spend the luck? Do you want to push the roll?
No.
The name sounds familiar. You can't quite place it. It seems kind of one of those
It's a
things.
common name.
If I think about it for too long,
Rick
I'm
is
going
used
to
in
be in a
real
world of hurt. That's what it feels like. If I think about this for too long, I'm going to hurt.
Now, I don't know anyone by that description.
Well, I just gave you the name, but stay put. We're gonna go.
A name can describe many things.
Uh-huh. Now, if you
like a person, place, or thing.
Yeah, sure. He's gonna turn to William. And he's like, Mr. Dawson, if you come with me, we'll start with you.
What is this about, officer?
There's some allegations of bootlegging, rum running, incidences involving the train and the circus itself, and the ringmaster mentions that you may have helped been facilitating some of the behavior of thievery and whatnot.
Now thank God, Will, don't you wear boots?
Now might be a good time to remind Will that he has Jack's card. And maybe he should put 2 and 2 together.
Or, if you guys would like...
Jack is a lawyer.
Or somebody could roll an extreme persuade and convince Officer Rufio maybe it's not a good idea to talk to him just yet. But that's...
Yeah.
We have to try. Well, you know, he doesn't even wear boots. How is he supposed to bootleg? It was an 84.
Officer Rufio, sir, I'm Miss Louise LeBlanc. You know, you might know my brother Benny.
I know your brother.
So you know I come from good family.
How do you know he likes your brother?
Don't. But maybe he does. Shh, I'm trying. Shh, Martin, you're ruining my train.
You continue on your spiel.
Thank you. Well, you see, William here has had a rough night. I mean, headaches, the like. I don't think talking right now would be really good for him. He's, kind of seeing things. But, his allegations are wildly out of proportion, sir. William is nothing but a train hopper helping out with the circus.
I'm gonna need an extreme, which means I gotta pull up the PDF so I can do the math.
Oh, please don't go wrong. I've seen that face before. That's a face that go well.
It doesn't. He's old. He can't run that fast.
I don't even know what my persuade is. Hold on. I rolled. Oh no. Can I push it? I got a 12.
Okay, let me double check what the chart or what it's gonna tell me for an extreme.
The extreme is a 7 for me.
Okay, so if you would like to,
why don't you just do the points? You can spend luck.
Oh,
yeah.
How many luck points would it be?
Give me a sec.
5?
Yeah. Yeah, 5 seems to be right.
Where are you, William? Let's go.
Make sure you update your Google Sheet.
I am going to
sponsored.
forget.
All right.
Beth, could you do you have it open? I don't have that
I'm
open.
removing 5 points of luck.
So 65?
65. All right.
You're like a queen over there. You're fine.
So after a few moments, Officer Rufio's going to nod, and he's going to say, well, it wouldn't make much sense to talk to somebody who's seeing things, especially given the allegations. However, he's not going to be allowed to leave the circus before he talks to me or one of the other officers. So perhaps he's going to kind of gesture to the blue tent and kind of be like, be there. Maybe even place quiet like the freak show tent or something. But basically, he's putting some trust in you, Louise. He better not leave the circus before he talks to an officer.
So don't worry, I'll make sure that he comes and speaks with you with his legal representation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Miss LeBlanc. Gonna back off just a little bit.
I'll tell you anything you want to know, officer. Mustache care. How I keep my lovely flowing locks just dust.
Perhaps
I'll tell you about the snakes. Petunia here knows a lot more than you'd suspect.
poor Caesar Rufio, he's just gonna nod, placate the man, be like, I will check on the investigation going on in the tent and over at where the body is. And then he's
Watch out for snakes. If you kill one, the others come try to kill you too.
He's already in the tent. He's not even gonna grace you with a confirmation.
Okay, bye.
Does that mean the Snoomans will kill him?
So,
I don't know. Maybe if we get him to kill a snake, they'll take care of your problem for you. Well, you remember what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
So Laura, you've witnessed this clusterfuck. What would you like to do?
I don't think that killing a police officer is ever going to help as a useful.
We wouldn't do the murdering. The Snoomans would.
Yeah, sure, but if the Snooman murders a police officer, that is not going to help us. That is
well,
not
I
going
mean,
to
it'd
help
get the
anything.
officer off our backs.
Helps me.
There are more than one police officer. I feel I have to mention this.
There's more than one.
Apparently it is not getting into your head.
That's okay. I think we've got a solid defect that William doesn't actually wear boots. So, like, how's he bootlegging? He ain't got no boots. Where's them fancy shoes?
I think the only thing we're lucky is that all of the stuff has already been moved away.
Talk slow.
Yeah, we can...
Jack, you did move it, didn't you?
What did I move?
Yes, you dropped it off before you went to go talk to Mr. Y.
Yeah, you can. So we can just not mention that stuff. It's not relevant to this Newman clusterfuck anyway.
True. I don't think snakes can even process alcohol. Why would they want to drink?
I don't want to know what happens if you try to get a snake drunk.
We can ask Cecil about that. He's probably tried.
Of course he has.
He's my brother. I mean, he's out in the swamp. He likes drinking buddies.
Okay, Petunia. Can snakes get drunk? ?
Are you using Petunia like Google now? Is that what this is?
Reptiles, like birds, can get drunk. However, there is not even anecdotal evidence that reptiles seek out and consume alcohol. That's very interesting, Petunia. Thank you.
Laura, would you like to roll me a spot hidden, please?
I would.
Uh-oh. 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 Nope, nope, dang it. Another one of those stupid... Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
But Bronze almost killed me earlier. I was drinking water and I don't even remember what he said. I just spit the water.
It was...
Ow. Gosh darn internet, why you gotta be like this? Do 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 do. Please stand by. Do 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 do. Hi.
I am loving the show.
Hi, I'm back. All right, let's try this again. Laura, what did you roll for your
I
spot
rolled
hidden?
23.
23. Cool. Wait a minute. That was...
That's a success.
Okay, cool. You see Bill backing away slowly. You see Ringmaster Fox talking to Ginny. Kind of, he's the dad calming down thing, but the big thing is you're seeing Bill kind of just back away slowly. He does not want to be involved with you people.
That's fair. But I think I'll go over to him.
Shit. Fuck. Scheiße.
Bill, you okay?
Yeah. Fine. Just, I don't want to be this mess. I'm gonna find Wolf. He should be around here somewhere. Yeah, totally. Little happy step. It's like, why? Do I look like I'm panicked or something? Why are you asking?
Great. Would you like me to come with and help you look for him?
To be
honest,
honest,
I can really.
You seem like the most sane person of that entire group. And I feel like they need your level-headedness. I don't know how you got involved with them. I don't know how I got involved in this situation. But I'm not sure I want to continue being in that situation. Or the potential accomplice. He whispers it. I see the faces over there. So, yeah, like, no offense to you guys,
All
but
right.
like,
yeah.
I really feel like I should find Wolf and maybe my sister, and I don't know, not for, maybe even for your sake, not you, but their sake, me not be involved, so I cannot give any information to damn whatever your story is.
Yeah, alright, that's fair.
Good luck, Bill.
Good luck with finding Wolf.
I'm sorry this is how your day at the circus had to go. It's a bit awkward.
Yeah, me too.
You work at the library, right?
This is the day anyway. Yeah.
Maybe after this, if none of us end up in jail for something, you can recommend me some books about how to stay out of situations like that. It's just gonna be like, okay. Like, I still have
If I had any that worked, I'm not sure I'd be here.
That's fair. That's completely fair. But I think I heard them say something about Wolf being over by the red tents. If y'all aren't getting dragged out by a police officer, I'll maybe check back in. Let me go
I'm
get
sure
his
the police
opinion
will
since he knows Louise a lot better than I do.
Oh no, is Wolf gonna come and scold Louise?
I don't know.
He just comes over, I need to spank this child. No!
Louise!
Hello, I heard there was some dadding that needed to be done. I'm your impromptu dad.
How many men do you have, Louise?
I do not swing that way.
You could be my father!
Ugh. Not my type. Anyway.
Good!
Excuse you.
William! What would you like to do? You're standing out front of the big tent. You've seen Laura talk to Bill. You've got Martin. You've got Jack. That's a fact.
Condolences on the company you keep.
Listen.
Doesn't know what the fuck to do. No one's bothering to care to look for Snowman. And obviously the police are kind of aware of what's happening.
You want to go solve a snake mystery? We'll go solve a snake mystery. Personally, I want to solve a snake mystery.
Or if we're following the same naming convention, is it a snistery?
Yes.
Nah. Snister.
If you would
Well,
like
in light of what's happening, I suggest we go see this fucking Snowman, which only I saw.
Okay, if you think we saw Snowman, I mean, it doesn't hurt to see where it went.
I don't think we can go in the tent, though. I think that is what the officer blocked off. We were in there before, right? Isn't that where the thing happened?
Yep. Guess who's
I've
there?
got an idea.
Oh, shit.
Gentlemen, you stay out here. I will go in and say I left my purse.
Do that too.
Yourself?
Louise, I am scared of what's going to happen if you do that.
I'm just gonna poke my head in and ask the officers, have you seen a lady's purse?
I think I lost
have
papers too in there.
We could have Petunia poke her head in, she can tell us what's up.
It's a fucking horse.
Yeah, a horse that speaks nothing but truths. Don't be
All right.
rude just because you don't speak Petunias.
You can put Petunia in there.
Face palms, he's just like, fuck.
Martin's
Y'all
gonna walk
got a
over
better plan?
and just
Unless we all left our
slowly-
purses in there.
So
Louise,
like they're inside the tent, and then like this tiny horse head just kind of slips in through the tied tent door, and then slips back out. I don't even know if they'd notice, honestly.
Well, what they see?
Roll me a luck.
1 second while I consult.
Roll me a luck, please, Mr. Brick.
Oh, God. Does the
19?
horse have its own luck?
19. No,
Can we make the horse a character sheet?
I mean, maybe.
So,
To my list, I've already got a template.
1 second. We will get back to that in just a moment. Martin, guess what? Petunia, she saw the 2 police officers kind of barricade off, look through the thing. Petunia makes mention of calling agents. Come take care of this mess outside of our pay grade, along that lines. Everybody else, go ahead and roll me a spot hidden.
This is where I get 100 again.
18!
Ooh, I got 5 this time. Oh my god.
Nice.
Finally.
92.
But it's for a spot hidden! Gotta get for the good stuff.
I got a 34, which is exactly my value.
All right.
Hey.
For those that pass, I'm going to put it over the map. You guys, let's say about right here. You see a tall woman, broad-shouldered, short page boy haircut. She's eating cotton candy. She seems to be talking to another officer, and she's nodding. She's nodding a couple of times. Most notable descriptor is she's got a scar along her lip, scar along her eyebrow, and she's nodding along as the officer is telling her something before the officer kind of gives her a pat on the back and walks off. And she locks eyes with those that are looking at her. She smiles.
Oh.
Smiling.
Oh.
Can I make the intelligent assumption that this is Lilith?
Roll
She
me.
got a voice script.
Does she have a name tag?
Is this the
Roll me.
assumption that this involves William again?
Roll me an intelligence. Intel.
I love this drawing on the map, by the way. It's beautiful.
Which
64.
64. Yeah, it
That
would
is
be safe to
tall.
Yeah, that's
assume
just tall.
with the murderous smile and the fact that an officer specifically talked to her before walking away and giving her a nice pat on the back. William's fucked.
Nice.
She's long and she's strong.
long.
William.
Yeah.
Well, if you give me a second, I'll get.
Sorry.
Hold on. Let me see if I have the
I can send you the picture
No, hold on. I got it. Give me a second.
or the art.
It's cool.
Mini boss music starts playing.
Hell yes.
Dun 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 dun.
There you go. Get her onto the page.
Ooh, look at those muscles on the stick figure. Beautiful.
Oh my goodness, this drawing.
There we go.
Oh man, I'm having a good time. Having a
Make
good
sure-
time.
Yep,
Good
okay.
time.
Yep, there you go. There's
Oh,
Lois.
could he go wrong?
Oh fuck.
Go ahead.
William? Darling?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I found out who told the police about the rum running.
Well, it wasn't Petunia. Petunia does know how to keep a secret.
William. Whispers
Mm,
only to William. I'm gonna kill that horse. I'm gonna kill it.
Louise, I'd like you to know I've been trying years.
William, Oh, you asked us we need to talk to the Ciganos sooner rather than later. They're the only ones that can call off the police, I think. I think Jack over here can only deter them for a little bit. I think they need to see that you're making good on your promise to pay him back slowly.
And why would you make all these assumptions?
Because they look like that lady looks like someone the Ciganos would hire.
He just looks at this tall person.
The lady smiles at him and then takes a bite of her cotton candy.
And just
like,
whispers.
Oh, hey.
But like not a normal person, just like
No. No, it is very much like they pretty much just like
William whispers to Louise and just goes, why is she so fucking tall? She's nearly
Why are you so short?
She's nearly
she
the
steals
height
1 inch
10.
from every kneecap she busts.
But yes,
She started at 3 feet tall.
Yeah, it is a tall woman with muscles and in men's clothing.
Jack, did the Ciganos say that they were gonna, let their people know of the deals y'all made, or?
I think that was implied.
But you didn't get that written down anywhere.
Why would I get anything written down?
I need a drink.
You must be bad at doing taxes.
Jack, I thought you said you was a lawyer, my friend.
Why would I get criminal activities written down on paper?
She's coming. She's coming. Oh, she's leaving. She's leaving.
She got me there.
Wait.
So you can put it in someone else's pocket.
Okay, wait.
Remember that, Buzz?
Jack with me. Will with me. No, I can't let Will out of my
Family huddle.
Laura, I can't leave you alone either. Come on.
Oops, I'm inside of somebody.
All right.
Grabs William and Jack and just like, wait. Excuse me.
Wait, what? Where are we going? Are we going this way or that way?
I'm trying to call Lilith's attention, Beth.
All right. You want to call the attention, right?
Yes, I said, excuse me, miss.
There's no answer. She's not there.
She was part of our imagination.
Yeah, she seems
Where
to.
is she gone?
She seems to have dipped either in between the two things here, or she slipped into the crowd. Or she was like the Snowman and disappeared.
Damn.
Oh, fuck.
Even though
She was pretty big to just vanish.
Can I roll to try to find her?
Go ahead and do a spot hidden.
Like, speak with her. 31.
31. Flower. Does she see?
Yes.
Does she see Lilith?
Well, hey, this looks like a party.
Oh, hello. Hi, ma'am. Are you Lilith?
Lily? And you are?
I'm Louise
Asking
LeBlanc.
names.
Well, I'm Louise LeBlanc. It's.
God. I haven't done her accent in so long. Like, how are you doing?
I'm so sorry. Hi, well, Miss Lilith, I'm Louise LeBlanc.
I didn't say my name was Lilith. Damn, why am I doing Runa? What the fuck? Runa, get out of here.
You gotta channel your Josie.
Oh, thank you. I I really needed that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Remember, that's Staten Island.
Just Staten Island. I do. I said my name was Lily, not Lilith.
Well, Lily, I'm Louise LeBlanc, and I don't think your name is Lily.
Well, that's awfully rude to assume. Presumptuous, yeah.
Why is everybody trying to tell other people what their names are?
It's on her name tag.
I'm not. Names.
I apologize, but
You just look like you were having a real good party over here. Jersey.
Can William just look up at her and just really innocently say, "You're really tall"?
You know what? You can certainly do that.
Wow. And you got a really cute face. So tiny like a little bunny. Squeezing this cheek. Ain't you such a flatterer? Unlike your friend over here, rudely accusing me of using aliases.
No, I just... Do you happen to work for the Ciganos?
Just came over to here to see what all the hubbub was about. You know, you have some screaming, and then there's a lot of hanging around. I want to see what's going on. I'm a little bit nosy, if you catch my drift.
Yeah. We were just mentioning how our friend's being falsely accused because this other friend of ours, you know...
Accused of what? Falsely accused of what?
Nothing of the sort, miss.
You're the one who... I'm just following up. That's polite conversation.
Miss, I just wanted you to let you know. Oh my god, there's a horse.
It's Petunia.
I told you I had one.
It has been done.
I'm derailed. Miss, I just wanted to let you know to speak with your superiors that the issue has been cleared up.
What all that is about? I just wanted to come over and you with the bandana. What's your name?
William.
Well, William, if you don't got dinner dates tonight, my evening's pretty free, and you got a very cute face. And I'd like to see more of it.
No.
Go for it, William. Always choose a woman that could kill you.
You know. Your friend's got some mighty good advice over there. You really should always pick a woman who can bend you over backwards. But I don't need to do anything that hasty. Just looking for a nice night on the town. Maybe a couple of drinks. Go out, have a nice dinner. Since there's so much action happening at the circus today, I figured I could end it on some nice. The nice dude over at the ski ball doesn't want to go on a date with me. I'm out of options evening.
I got a brother I think I can hook you up with that would mighty entertain me.
William looks at Louise and just gives like a wink of see what happens.
No.
He looks up at the
Today.
massive giant, just goes, sure.
Oh. Well, what kind of food do you like? We got Cajun food. We got Italian food. There's some Chinese that's over on the other street. That's really good food. Or have you been to the circus tents? The funnel cake is divine.
What would you suggest?
Letting a lady choose. Oh, he's such a gentleman.
I like to think I taught him all I know.
And what's your name, mister?
My name's Martin Brick.
She
This
extends
here's
her
Petunia.
hand for a handshake.
Martin will do his customary handshake.
Question. Do you reach out with your right or left hand?
Right hand?
Okay. She reaches out with her right hand.
I don't know why that matters.
Oh, it's for me.
But it's
Don't
such
worry
a
about
large hands, right?
Also
And
large hand.
you
Very firm.
have. That is quite the grip. You have such strong hands.
Thank
This
you.
is a hallmark of a wonderful lady.
Aw, thank you very much, Mr. Martin.
Please call me Brick.
All right, Brick. Is it built like a brick shit house? Very.
Have been called such.
And who is this, Miss Petunia?
This is Miss Petunia. She tells me the wonders of the universe.
And what are the wonders of the universe?
I know something about snakes right now.
Snakes, you say?
And a snistery. Don't forget the snistery.
A snistery, you say?
Yep.
Is that a snake and a mystery?
Strong and beautiful and smart. William, you'd be daft to turn this down. What with Louise there having Jack and being her, I mean,
The alright
just saying.
one. I didn't think he was with somebody.
I thought he was, but apparently this was a lie.
Oh. Well, Mr. William.
So he's free.
Mr. William, are you with Miss Louise here? You
No,
can't two-timing a girl like that's not very nice of you.
Actually, in this instance, Louise was two-timing him.
Oh my god, that is so much drama.
No, and here I thought today was going to be a normal day. But it's like watching a show. Actually, I don't think they had soap operas
They're
back
getting
then.
there. They're not quite there.
It's like watching a family reunion.
No, they had soaps on the radio.
It's like listening to a soap.
Oh my god.
So, William, you are going to go on that date with her?
Sure.
Aww.
You're so screwed.
Well, I'll leave you to it then, but here's my number, sweetie. She's gonna give him her phone number, or the phone number where she can be reached.
He cautiously takes it and reads it.
It's a number. It's a phone number.
It's
like, how about we go to the it's on, what is it called? You know, let's go out and get some nice gumbo. That sounds really good. There's this place down on this street, and insert restaurant here and here. It's the best stuff. I mean, unless you're getting it homemade back from some Nana's swamp house or whatever. But you know.
And what would this place be called?
We just made it's just
insert restaurant name here.
Actually, fun fact: there is actually a restaurant that dates back to the 1800s called the Gumbo Shop.
Cool, that's where we're going. I don't know. How about we go to the gumbo shop? It's a real nice place just down the way. How
Sure.
7:30. I hope to see you there, Mr. William. Smiles a little, winks a little. Hello.
Oh no. Sure.
Woo!
I'm gonna die.
William,
Yes, Louise.
I'm done protecting you. You just agreed to go out with someone that's watching you to kill you if you step out of line. I'm tired.
He whispers into Louise's ear and just says, at least one. Fuck, I need to think this through him. This is me, not William. I'm trying to think what he would say. What the words?
I can give you a minute to think about it, and we can go to Martin.
I just can't think of the word.
It's just kind of.
It's like get to know them so they, so you know what they're gonna do.
You don't know the Sagan. I'm done, Jack.
He doesn't know the Saganos. That's the point.
Supposed to be 3. Okay, all right. We have reached the third out. Whatever. So we'll put a pin on that. Martin, you've witnessed this go down. Is there anything you'd like to do? Do you want to consult Petunia? Do you want to?
I mean, I suppose I could relay to the others what Petunia saw in the tent. One more time before I. By the way, while y'all was getting your relationships in order, I'd like to relate to you the tale of Petunia's adventure in the tent. And just to keep everybody a little bit updated, it sounds like the local police are gonna call in somebody higher because this is, quote, above their pay grade. Don't really know what that means, but I think maybe they need to ask for a raise. If this is above their pay grade, like, this just seems normal on account of, like, murders and such. Like, if they're part of that group of people who handles these things, is that, like, am I wrong in this? Is this not their pay grade?
Yes, you are wrong. This is... Did you forget about the snake people?
I mean, they're just Sneeple.
We don't know that.
Well, if they're snake humans and they're snake people, they're Sneeple. Snoom and Sneeples. Anyways, I suppose if we're gonna, has anybody, like, did they hear about, like, do they know about the Sneeples, the Snoomans?
I mean, the Sneeple corpse is still in there. I'm assuming they have noticed this by now.
1 second, I'll confirm.
Are you gonna poke?
He's gonna once again
confirm with.
Yeah, and like from in, it's just like.
But well, you do it again. Pull it back out. Petunia says that they're mentioning some place called Misatonic agents.
Well,
Some about Mescatonic, Mysticistic, Mason. They're gonna call in the Freemasons.
No, Mescatonic?
I don't know.
I know them. I got a friend in them. Oh, maybe this will be okay.
Damn, do you know everybody?
yes, Louise knows everybody, and most of them are related to her.
Ouch.
Brick just gives a look.
burns with
Like
Laura.
I knew we were in the South, but I didn't think we were that part of the South.
Not like that.
My fish agree. Good morning, Starshine.
I need a drink. Oh no.
Back to being green.
The blue tent waits for you.
Huh?
The blue tent waits for if you want to go get drinks too. For Louise.
No. Louise needs a bottle of whiskey or rum, and she needs to drown the whole thing. Like, from the bottle. She started drinking more since Runa and her had her spat. Listen, Louise is not doing okay.
Oh no.
And this has been too much. She needs a drink.
Yuck.
Flask.
I know somebody. And she needs to get a flask. I know somebody. I can call them. We have a friend and it'll be fine, and we'll get the information and we can help investigate, and maybe we can get the police off our back. That'd be great. Maybe.
Okay.
You know, I found that when you tell them the truths of the universe, they think you're nuts and they leave you alone.
I can't say I'm surprised about that one.
It's just the truth. Anyways.
Okay.
So I don't know when the Freemasons are going to show, or sorry, the Mesopotamians are going to show up. But,
That's good time.
technically speaking, if they're going to leave, are they even still a problem?
Do you want to roll an idea or a knowledge?
I
Martin?
can sure try.
Let's do that. Roll an idea. Roll an idea. So 50.
24.
Okay, nice.
I'm having one.
You kind of piece together, well, if it's so big that they're getting agents in. You do recall that Petunia, even Robert once, Richard or whoever the dead guy is, mentioned once that one time he heard that agents got called to a place and the place no longer existed. And you also recall, at least in relation to the Snowman issue, that there's a lot. You remember conversations with the circus people that one of the freak show acts is called the Child of Yig. You know his name is Joshua, but you have not yet seen the performance of the Child of Yig.
So I'm having a thought that perhaps do y'all remember a gentleman by the name of Joshua? Petunia has just so reminded me that he does a performance called the Son of Yig. Now, I don't really know who Yig is, but it's a snake thing, I think. Maybe Joshua
Snake
might
God,
have more
apparently.
information about these Sneeples. We could probably go talk to him. Ask him what he might know. And I think he might actually be a Freemason, so he'd know about them too. I'm sorry, I whatever that is. But we could go check him out.
I mean,
Sitting around talking about Louise's extended family. And how expansive it is. You're not related to me, are you?
oh God, I'm not! can also speak with Jenny, but I do think that speaking with Jenny has to have a more delicate lady's touch. Speaking to Jenny.
Being Petunia, stay green.
Check, lose the papers, whatever you got. Can't prove it if you don't got it on you. How about we divide and conquer? Laura, would you like to come with me to go speak with Jenny, and the boys can go speak with Joshua? Except for
Sounds
William.
like fun.
I gotta keep an eye on fucking William. Actually, no, William go with Martin. I just... the boys can go see Joshua. We can talk to Jenny.
Sorry.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yep. Okay. So we will do that. We're actually gonna do something funky and go out of order. So, jump over to Bill.
Like gasp.
Yeah, and then you guys can make your way over to the red tent. Because, Bill, you finally find Wolf.
I have so many words for you, Mr. Barker. Oh my god, do I need to talk to myself or are you gonna run?
I can do both. Talk to yourself. He's just been talking to a man named Joshua. He's just been talking
he's
talking to Joshua and he's talking to Marianne.
That's brilliant. Okay, hold on.
Take a moment. Take a moment. Yes, he's talking to Marianne and he's talking to this guy. He's casual wear, collared shirt, rolled up sleeves, and pants. Guy's bald. There seems to be some blotches of brown on his skin. But for the most part, seems like a normal dude. Normal dude with vitiligo. By the looks of it.
Vitiligo?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking God. Okay, so just to reiterate what I have learned. So Bill has just found Wolf, who is standing next to this man named Joshua, but I don't know that part yet.
Yep.
Who is a bald guy who has spots that look like vitiligo, or however you pronounce it.
Yes.
And Marianne is standing next to them both.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks fine, and Wolf looks fine.
Yeah, they all look fine.
Okay, it's calm, we're chill.
Calm, chill, given the situation. Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see Marianne for this endeavor.
Alright.
Just for a second.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm assuming that the teenagers are like in the vicinity where Wolf can see them. Cool.
Yeah.
Tag! Slap! Mr. Parker, I have had such a long day, and this is the last time I take your advice on a day off. This is the worst day off I've ever had in my life. Whoa, Bill? Calm down. Whoa. I've never seen you this flustered before. I mean, except for that one time when Gabe knocked your lights out. Do not. Mr. Barker had a long day, and I've been looking for you for the past, 2 or 3 hours. There's been a murder. I might be an accomplice to it. Louise LeBlanc is insane. I don't know how you know her or any of her family's situation. Just... Mr. Barker, I very much am never taking your advice on a day off ever again. Wolf is just sitting here looking like, the fuck did I do? I was just trying to help. She's like, oh, okay, just calm down, Bill. Deep breath. I will take a deep breath in a minute. Calm down. Okay. You get really riled up for such a small fella. And I'll let you step in, Beth.
Yes, Marianne's gonna come over and be like, Bill, you're okay. I think. Big sister hug. Like, hey, calm down. It's okay. Big sister is here. Bill, it's okay.
And then he realized he just swore in front of his sister. He's like, fuck. Shit.
It's okay. Big sister hug. She's not gonna mention if she heard the swearing. She's not gonna curse you. It's like, okay, it's okay. Okay.
Mr. Barker, this is my sister, Marianne. Marianne, this is my boxing coach, Wolfgang Barker.
Oh, yes. Mr. Barker's been talking with me and Joshua and stuff. Joshua's been helping, kind of helping keep everybody kind of out, helping people get out and, getting cabs and stuff, given what, has happened. But he's been telling me quite a bit about your boxing and stuff.
Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a great story, honestly. I don't feel like I'm very good at it. But he sees some sort of potential in me. Bill, you're being really hard on yourself. We told you we were going to work on that. Yes, I know, Mr. Barker. So, what does Joshua do here in the circus?
She's gonna kind of do a side shimmy to the thing and kind of do the to Joshua. Joshua is one of the freak show acts, and Joshua's kind of a little embarrassed because it's like, really, come on, I'm not even in full makeup for it, and he's gonna chuckle a little bit.
It's really fascinating. I'm really sad we're gonna have to miss it because I'm gonna, have to take the kids home because of all of the, the guy dying. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and the police are probably gonna shut us down for a little bit, probably. The investigation.
Well, you're always welcome to come visit me. My house is Bill's house, and Bill's family is always more than welcome to come by. Bill, are you gonna come with, or do you want to ride back? I think I'm gonna stay here for a little bit longer and catch up with my sister. I'll call a cab or something. Are you sure you haven't had a lot of money recently? You were talking about not having a lot of money. It's fine, Mr. Barker. No, I got it. No, it's fine. She's like, shut up, Wolf.
Wolf's gonna give you the cab fare, though. He's gonna be like, well, just in case. Yeah,
Thanks, Mr. Barker.
Mr. Barker's gonna slip you that cab money, man.
All right, cool. We do the bro hug, boom, boom. Slip that money in my pocket.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well,
for sure.
Tell Josie and Hazel I said hi.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably come by later. See you practice. God. Like, all right, Bill, take care. It was nice meeting you, Marianne. I hope to see you before the circus departs. And sorry about
I will do
this.
Best to show.
Wolfgang does a loud whistle and is just like, all right, you little hellions, let's go.
Yep, and then you guys, or Wolf and Co.
The wolf pack is out.
Yep. Poof. They're gone. Leaving you with Joshua, and now that you have come up closer, you can kind of see that his jaw seems a little bit familiar in the sense of you've seen it with the snowman, and he's giant, and you see that some of the darker patches and stuff seem to be almost akin to scales. He's kind of like not quite as snaky as Gregory and the other snowmen, but it's kind of clear now that you're up close that he is a snowman.
Joshua.
Yes. Hi.
You've known my sister a while then, huh?
Yes.
Are you fairly new at, is this, points to jaw, is this makeup, costuming?
No, it's a long story.
Oh?
Yeah.
What do you mean a long story?
I mean, it's not that long, but little weird stuff happened in my hometown, and I was one of the lucky ones. Kind of laughs nervously.
Can I make the connection between Archie's story and this potential?
Yes.
Do I have to roll for it?
You're good. I'll let you have it.
Okay. Is it kind of similar to Mr. Benson's story about how his priest got like kind of crazy and then started turning people into snake people?
He's gonna nod. He's like, yeah. I didn't think Archie remembered any of that. He kind of...
Were you the friend he ran away with?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That checks out. So, I mean, sounds like it was kind of a traumatic experience based on how Mr. Archie responded to it when I was asking him questions about it, but
yeah, he
does this hurt? Are you okay?
No, it's fine. It's just it's a little harder to go out in public.
How did this happen?
I mean, I've always kind of been sickly, so I stay with Archie's folks and stuff while my mom worked. And then Reverend Cornfield did his walk out into the woods and plains and test of faith stuff, and then he came back and was able to heal people. I'm not even entirely sure how, but one lady was like, she always had skin rashes and stuff, and he placed his hands on her, and she slept, and over the course of the night, and then she was fine, pretty beautiful, and then
her rashes were gone.
Yeah, and then she's molted.
Molted, like she de-skinned. Like,
yeah, like
for lack of better term, she de-skinned like a snake. She molted.
Yeah, that's
she shed.
She shed. It was
just
weird.
The utter dumbstruck face of like. I mean, I've heard of humans with dry skin, but like this is ridiculous.
Yes, he's very much like
skin on that.
Yeah, it was crazy how this happened.
So what happened after she shed? Bizarre.
She was beautiful. She was beautiful again, and then it kind of like every month or so she shedded. It was weird. It was bizarre. There was another person who who birthed eggs. It was he shakes his head quickly of like, yeah,
what?
It was
birthed eggs.
She was one of the later people that the Reverend blessed as Time went on. As time went on, people who were blessed by him got more snaky, if that makes sense.
Did you get blessed?
Yeah.
So you were sick?
He kind of nods. He's like, one of the first of when he came back, my mom begged him to come see if he could help me. And yay!
Beth, would you like the dudes to bring themselves over so they can catch tail ends of this?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah, that actually would be a good idea.
Just so that it's not like I have to info dump on potentially people later.
Yeah, boys.
Okay. Hello, dudes. Yum.
Yes.
Fast.
Jack and Martin, you catch the tail end of Snake Dude commentary.
So she laid eggs?
Josh was gonna jump slightly, like,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
And you told me that humans and snakes couldn't have children.
They shouldn't. That's not how it works.
Well, she didn't.
Anyways,
she didn't sleep with a snake. It was just how she had kids. It was weird.
Please ignore the ramblings of a madman. So as you were saying, so the Reverend Cornfields, came to bless you because you were sick.
Mm-hmm.
And other people who received these blessings started shedding and becoming more and more snake-like. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did I understand correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what Yig has to do with anything?
He's gonna kind of tense slightly at the mention of the name, but then he's gonna kind of like recenter himself, for lack of a better word. And then he's gonna Yig, from what I've read and stuff, is a god that was a lot of the scholars that I'm reading about and whatever say he was a precursor snake god in like the natives in the plains and stuff. And well, he's gonna pause for a second and then he's gonna kind of look at Marianne, who's gonna kind of be like, tread carefully with this, and he's gonna sigh and then he's gonna be like, back about like 10, 20, 30 years ago, apparently they used to tell all sorts of stories about Yig and his wrath if you killed his kids and what kind of things you had to do in order to scare them away, different rituals and chants and whatever.
Okay, do you know any of them? Because
that would be a good thing to know at this particular endpoint.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a death mark on my head. This one especially because he came
Hey now. We didn't have to give that information.
Well,
the problem you are the one who stomped a snake.
Why the hell would you
were there too? It was a rattlesnake, and I'm from Montana. Do the math.
Like, Joshua was going to stare at you guys for a couple seconds before, like, I'm going to continue speaking as if this conversation didn't happen. And he's going to be like, but a lot of the time it was just kind of that, superstitions and stuff. He's going to do that bounce of like, should I say it? Should I not say it? But then he's going to be like, no, I'm going to say it. Have you met Jenny yet?
Who's Jenny?
The snake.
Yeah, briefly I've met her, but not in depth. Marianne's friend.
Yes. Yeah. Marianne's gonna nod. Yeah. And Joshua's gonna continue. There was an incident. Apparently, like backwoods far out in the plains of Oklahoma, Texas, where her folks had an incident. She doesn't really remember much of the details, but from what papers I've read regarding Yig and stuff, apparently her dad was afraid of snakes, like to the point of you couldn't even talk about snakes in front of him, or else he'd start freaking out. And he
has a phobia.
Yeah, massive phobia. And well, they were traveling out west, and he started hearing about the curse of Yig and how, according to legend, if you killed one of his children, he'd kill you or he'd turn you into a snake. And well, his wife, Jenny's mom, apparently killed a nest of rattlesnakes in order to keep them from being scared, and apparently they
A
both,
natural reaction.
yeah. But apparently he didn't take too kindly on it and inadvertently drove him and his wife insane, and she apparently there was a nest of rattlesnakes a few months later at their house, and she killed him.
Wait. Jenny's mother killed her father because there was rattlesnakes?
Well, from what I understand of the situation, it was the middle of the night. They saw the snakes. He fainted and fell off the bed, and the wife was in the bed and just stayed there for a few hours and stuff, and inadvertently drove herself insane, thinking that he was either dead or puffed up, bitten by so many snakes he went exploded because of the poison. He kind of trails off a little bit of that because, polite company with Marianne. And apparently he got up, and then the wife makes the motion of like swinging an axe of like, because she thought
He murdered him?
yeah. And then apparently she thought she was a snake, and he kind of trails off and stuff. And
murder-suicide.
So I'm eventually gonna think I'm a snake?
Marianne's gonna be like, no, it was kind of more of a situation of, she's gotta snap her fingers. You know how, a self-fulfilling prophecy, for lack of a better word? When you set yourself up so much that you make it happen.
Well, I get the concept, but murdering your husband seems like a bit of a stretch for a self-fulfilling prophecy about snake deities.
It was apparently also the middle of the night, too. Dim light.
A lot of things happen in the middle of the night.
A 2.5 to 3 foot snake does not make a 4 to 6 foot human.
It does if it's real close to your face.
Oh, Yig is supposedly supposed to be like the top, like a head and shoulders of a cobra, body of a man. I should have probably mentioned that part, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yig is portrayed as head of a cobra, body of a man.
Yeah.
Okay. William, do you have anything to say about that? Because he just described what you had seen. So I want to give you ample time to react.
He's speechless.
Oh my god. Okay, so Bill is processing. Martin, Jack, William, do you guys want to say anything, do anything?
All right.
So, how do we stop it?
Stop what?
You said there was a special dance and a singing song we had to do to stop the children of Yig from trying to kill us.
I mean, he's gonna kind of shrug. I mean, they're chants. I have no idea about them or anything. They don't mention
I
anything.
suppose because you would never transgress.
Wendy's leggy.
I just. Well, no, because really that doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I mean, it's superstitions and stories and stuff.
You say it's superstition, except for that there's 2 people who showed up today.
That looked like snakes, as you had described.
Who have your... If you took what's happened to you and you accelerate it into more snake, you added more snake, there's 2 people here who look like that. And they were going on about the children of Yig and how they were brought here to avenge snakes on behalf of Yig.
His eyes are going to I know exactly what you're talking about. Marianne's going to look at Joshua and Joshua's going to be like, was one of them named Gregory?
Yeah. What the snake's name was.
One of them was named Gregory. Do you know him?
Considering I grew up with him, yeah. I know him pretty well. I also know that, at least from what things I hear about and
just
conversations I've had with individuals, you know, fancy federal agents and whatever, seem that's less so much actual magic and more we're gonna exploit people's fears and the stories about.
Okay, you say this.
That man was rather snaky, and I believe somebody saw his jaw unhinge.
I looked at his body, and he has very sharp snake-like canines and an esophagus tube in the bottom of his mouth. How do you explain that? Humans don't have esophagus tubes like that.
I'm not saying what happened at my home didn't happen. There's no way to explain it. I have no idea. But what I'm saying, the whole curse of Yig's children, whatever, I will lay you money. That's just trying to exploit people out of their money. Or
normally, I would believe you, as I am a child of science. However,
there have been a couple of murders.
The things I have witnessed today, I am more inclined to believe there is something unexplainable going on. And I would like to know why and how.
As I understand it, or at least from what I've been hearing rumors and stuff, especially from those Miskatonic agents or whatever. When they...
The Miskatonic agent?
I don't know their exact details. They came to the circus one time when we were up north.
Okay.
And they asked about the hole, and he's going to gesture to this, and he's going to even open his mouth a little bit, and you can see that he's got fully developed.
Hold on. Belle just gets a picture of it. This little brownie. He has one photo left, by the way.
Yep, he's gonna.
Yeah, I picked this up this week.
He's gonna do that, and then he's gonna be like, apparently there's some fellas who, after whatever happened to Reverend Cornfield happened and was taken care of, apparently a couple of the people who were blessed by him decided, well, why waste a good opportunity? And have been kind of harassing, exploiting people's fears or whatever.
Okay, so you're basically doing the same thing, but in a nicer fashion, for fun, instead of,
Pretty. Yeah, it's a job.
I'm not trying to offend. I'm trying to understand what's going on here, and X-Files themes plays in the distance. God,
I wrote that backwards.
It's a good thing I can read backwards because it didn't flip it.
Well, it flipped it in my
Yeah,
video.
that was backwards.
Yeah.
I got you. I can read it.
Yes, me too.
Points to add to Bill's sheet. Reads things backwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Laura absolutely can't do that, but I can.
So, when Archie said something, he was like 12 or 13 when that incident happened. About what year was that?
Oh, fuck, I gotta go look it up.
I'm so sorry. That you can go hand wavy.
Hand wavy. I'm not looking that up right this second.
Okay.
Well, when they were 13.
Okay.
Or so. That's when the incident occurred.
Okay. Well, she's like, how old are you now? Bill will do the math in his head.
20, 21.
7 years ago. So like 1919? If I can do math right?
Something like that.
Okay, cool. So, well, maybe I don't know, if you followed, you've done some research, is there any way to appease this god if you've killed a snake? So that maybe he won't kill you?
From what I've
This one needs to know. Points to Martin.
Corn?
And Petunia.
Corn and drumming. That's pretty much the consistent thing I've seen.
Corn and drumming.
Corn? Like the plant?
Yes.
And drumming.
Mm-hmm. Apparently a lot more, he's more quote-unquote active in the fall. But, so you got time, I guess. Yeah.
So he's like a harvest god.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes and harvest, okay, I suppose.
Well, if he shows up in the fall more often.
All right.
I feel like I've
Who
learned
am I
so
to
much,
judge?
and yet I know nothing.
And now you understand what it's like talking to Petunia.
And with that lovely note, let's jump over to Laura and Louise real quick so we can have our conversation with Jenny. So you guys make your way over and you see that Jenny is talking with Ringmaster Fox. Ringmaster Fox is trying to, it's like, hey, it's all right, you're all right, it's okay, being a dad. It's like, all right. And then he and Archie are going to make their way back up to tent to go talk to the Rufios.
Oh, not good. Not good. Louise is gonna approach because she was the only one that saw the snake, and she's gonna mention, "Hey, did they let you know that a rattler snuck into your tent? You doing okay?
I'm all right. Ringmaster Fox mentioned a rattler, but we weren't able to find it
Oh.
that met the description. I'll be okay. Hopefully I'll be able to find what was stolen.
You had something stolen?
Yeah. My, some papers and things like that, and my pistol is
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Wait, what, somebody stole a weapon from you too?
Yeah, I have a, well, sometimes with the, and she kind of gestures to her costume, some people get the wrong idea. So, Ringmaster Fox gifted it to me, and it's a pistol.
Strange. I'm so sorry you had your stuff stolen. Were there personal papers that went missing?
But, yes. Yeah, they were personal. I mean, I'm not sure why anybody would take them, but yeah, they were personal to me.
You want to ask a question? I feel like I've been asking too many questions.
I'm failing to remember out of character who knows what at which point.
It's okay.
Laura, you have I think everybody has the information on, with the exception of Martin, everybody has everything on the child's drawings and police report.
Yeah. Louise is just playing dumb.
Yeah, but because Louise is playing dumb, we're not gonna say anything about the specific content of the drawings, because obviously we don't know that.
Not yet. Louise has a train, but I feel bad. I want you to talk too.
Go for it. I'll interject when I have words.
All right. Louise is going to kind of laugh a little about the whole, I don't know why somebody would take something personal. Like, she's not laughing like, ha ha ha, like more like, ha ha. Oh, let me tell you, Sha, I have got 7 brothers. That's not including my cousins, but I got 7 brothers. Anything I ever wrote or drew, oh my God, I remember my brother Cecil just grabbing my papers and going, Benny, look what Louise drew. Oh my goodness.
She's gonna chuckle. Oh no.
It's honestly the worst. I mean, did you have any siblings or anything like that growing up?
Roll me a psychology.
Laura, you want to roll it too? Roll with me.
For sure. 55.
Is that a pass for you?
That is a fail.
Hang on, I'm checking. No, it isn't.
So Laura passed?
No.
No, Laura did not pass.
I failed too. I got an 80.
Okay, do you guys want to push? Spencer?
I'll push.
Okay.
35!
Okay. Nice.
Ah!
Nice.
Ah!
What about you, Laura? Are you gonna push or are you gonna...
No, I'm not gonna push.
Okay. Ginny looks like Ginny. To you, Laura. But Louise, you kind of see her tense up a little bit at the mention of a sibling. And she is going to shake her head. No, I unfortunately don't have any siblings.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I don't mean to bring up anything sour or anything. I have 7 of them. Would you like one? I mean, this Cecil, he's actually real good with snakes. You can have him.
She's gonna laugh. It's just because that is. Oh no, I couldn't.
Listen. I promise you, you can totally have. I will admit, he has a thing with chemicals, likes blowing stuff up too, but he's real good with snakes and the gators. And for some odd reason, he likes trying to steal the elephants. I don't know why.
I don't think he'd fit in if he's trying to steal the elephant.
Well, he thinks that creatures ought to, have plenty of space. He thinks creatures ought to be respected and taken care of. They shouldn't be killed like snakes, for example.
She's gonna kind of tense again, but she's gonna nod and be like, yeah, there's a lot of people who should be like your brother. Probably not kidnapping elephants, though.
Oh, yeah, probably not. I remember one time, my mama, you would think we live in the swamp, Shaw, but my mama is deathly afraid of snakes. And on one time, we had a snake crawl right through the front door. Woman damn near screamed her head off, jumping up on the table. Oh, get an axe! Kill him!
Ginny is going to go stark white pale. You have hit very much the nerves, and she's like, oh, I hope she was able to get the snake out without harming it. I know full well that it's hard when you're afraid of snakes to think rationally.
Oh no, don't worry about that. Cecil came on over and he was about, I think he was about 8. I was a tiny tot. I didn't even know what a snake was. My mom was screaming her head off. And he picked it up, took it outside. I think he named it Francois or something. I don't know. But you look a little shaken there, honey. Do you know somebody that's scared of snakes too?
She's gonna be roll me a persuade really quick. Let's see if we can get Ginny to talk.
Louise is only half bullshitting on some of this. 24.
All right, Ginny's gonna talk. After a couple moments, Ginny is going to very quietly whisper, my father was afraid of snakes. Deathly afraid. Just talking about snakes and such, put him into a panic. Made moving out west hard, because needed to make sure that there weren't any snakes nearby, and then the locals would, tell their superstitions and stuff about snakes and such. That
no,
and that would trip up his fear. She's rubbing her arm. She's quiet, and she's very much in the yep, this is uncomfortable category.
I'm so sorry. She's gonna gently touch her shoulder. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bring up any bad memories, and I was just, there's a horse behind Flower, and it distracted me, and I'm sorry. Frickin' Martin.
Petunia's everywhere. Petunia knows all.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's okay. I did it on purpose.
It just threw me off because I looked up to look at you guys. she's gonna touch his shoulder and just like apologize. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bring up any bad memories. I was just trying to make conversation. I mean, but I can relate. I can understand it. My mama deathly afraid of snakes, and I mean, we live in the swamp. They come around all the time. I mean, I bet considering your profession, you were real good at catching them, weren't ya?
Just gonna chuckle. Yeah, there. I was. I was the one. I was the brave one when they snuck into the house and whatnot.
Well, I'm sure your dad's real proud of you.
Yeah, he was. I'm sure he was. If he wasn't scared. But yeah.
Was? Oh, Shaw, I'm so sorry. Has your pa passed? I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. It's okay. He's been gone for quite a while.
I'm sure it's not any easier though.
Yes.
I'm so sorry though for your loss, but at least you've got your mama, and I'm so sorry. I shouldn't make assumptions.
No, it's all right. I lost my mother as well about half a year after my father. There was an accident.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Me and my big mouth. Oh, and I'm sure neither, having him pass from illness and her from, from an accident. I'm so sorry. There I am making assumptions again. Me and my big mouth.
I love this because it's like, yes, this is. Ginny has no suspicions. And he's the keeper's like, damn, girl, you're hitting all the beats.
Louise remembers what was there and I'm so sorry, Laura. I feel bad. Louise is on a train though.
Fantastic. Louise is masterful.
This is her job. At the bar, like, hey. She didn't get to do this in Sundance. This is what she's good
at. So he's gonna be like, yes, it was an accident that took my father. My mother was never the same after that.
Yeah, grief can change people. Let me tell you, my great Nana, when she lost her husband, would spend hours going into the swamp talking into it. Let me tell you, it was the saddest thing. And she didn't last long either, to be quite honest. About half a year later, my Nana was honestly glad to see her go, according to what my mama says. But she apparently, and I remember her from when I was itty bitty itty, she'd just go out and tell me, Louise, the swamp never lets you go. And she'd just go out and talk to Pop.
Oh my! That's kind of, wow, okay. Okay. It sounds, maybe she would have been better in an insane asylum.
I think it's just grief. Grief can change people. It can make them regret things that they didn't get to do or things they didn't get to say.
Yeah, it's always hard when a family member dies.
Yeah. Some of us cope well and others talk to things that ain't there or things they wished they were there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I remember her, and sometimes when I'm all, I ain't crazy, I promise. But sometimes when I'm out fishing and maybe I'm alone out in my boat, or if Cecil's around, because he knew her better than I did. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll talk to the swamp too, just in case she was right. You ever do something like that, thinking they're still around and you talk to them? Tell them the things you wish you could have said?
No. No, it probably would have been for the best if I don't think what my situation was, I don't think I could have done anything different, unfortunately.
I mean, you were just a kid. Ain't no fault in any accidents or your pa's illness. Well, did he? I'm so sorry to ask. You don't gotta answer, sweetie, and we can completely change topics. But did he pass from illness? It sounds like it.
No. She's gonna be quiet for a couple seconds, and then she's going to say, I'm sure two ladies such as yourselves understand that fear does strange things, and sometimes you can set yourself up for what happens. Like if, say, some fortune teller or something told you were gonna die by snakes or something, and you become so afraid of it that you end up getting killed by snakes, right? That makes sense, right?
I'm scared of clowns.
Oh.
I had a thing. I was trapped in a funhouse for 2 hours. They told me they were gonna get me. So I know that fear very well. Louise is being so legit. You can see the fear in her eyes. Like, I understand. I'm very scared of clowns.
Laura is keeping a straight face, but only just.
Okay. I have questions about, the fact that you're at a circus, but whatever, we're gonna move on from that joke. And she's gonna kind of look away, and then she's gonna be like, one of the stories that we heard continuously on our travels to out west, where we had a house, was about Yig, this serpent human god who'd bring down fiery vengeance if you killed any of his children, and only continuous drumming and making an offering to him would appease him enough, if that. And my father, of course, with his fear, went to the extremes, and my mother didn't like that, especially after, she thought she was doing the right thing and killed a nest of snakes when we were traveling. And then one of our neighbors, she had so many stories. One time I overheard her mentioning about how there was this swarm of rattlesnakes that got a neighbor of that they knew, and he was bitten so many times that his body puffed up and exploded from the poison. Kind of a morbid topic. My mother never let her tell that story to my father. But one evening in the fall, there was a big celebration, celebrating the fall, and she's gonna kind of quiet and trail off and stuff. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I heard the rattlesnakes. I didn't hear the dog. I didn't hear anybody else. I just heard that slithering rattles. And then I saw my mother with an axe. And last thing I knew, I'm outside of the house, and neighbors told me that there was an incident, and she kind of trails off, and she's not going to finish that.
Louise is going to be rubbing her shoulder and her back, like just letting her, like a therapist would, just kind of letting her out. Like she's used to people crying at her bar, so she's kind of like, hey, it's, and real calm voice, hey, you were itty bitty too. You couldn't do a thing. And I mean, I think you're still rather brave doing all this. And I do think he'd be real proud of you, Sha.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm sorry to say that name is not the first time we've heard it tonight, though. The Yig. I don't know if you know about the shooting that went down by the tracks.
I do, unfortunately.
Well, some people over here apprehended the man that shot. I believe his name was Richard.
Something like that.
They claim to be from Yig. I don't know. It sounds awfully familiar to your story. I mean, I don't have words. The coincidence is kind of overwhelming.
Just a nod. And then
You wouldn't happen to be from insert town here. I don't remember what town Gregory is from. Insert town.
I didn't say his name, and she's gonna shake her head. No, not at all.
Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I think we ought to keep a close eye on your snakes and make sure nobody hurts them.
Yeah, that would be good.
Are you all right?
I'll manage. This isn't the first time that something like this has happened.
Yeah, but I don't think it's quite fair it's happened again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a loss for a line of questioning. Laura?
Horse is a little distracting.
Can I roll an idea?
I have an idea, but I'm not sure how to transition to it nicely.
Wait, tell me, let's not be Marcantonio. Tell me the idea and we can plan this out.
Well, I was thinking about going through the angle of Laura's got an interest in anthropology and might ask about the rituals kinds of things, but it's awkward as hell to go straight from talking about actual deaths to that.
I got it. Don't worry. Louise has mumbo jumbo bullshit, remember? Louise is still rubbing her back, and she's just like, you know what, Sha? When I get home tonight, I'm gonna put a candle out with your name on it to the Loa. Try to get you some protection and some good spirits over you. It's my own little ritual, you see. And hopefully it might work a little better than them. I know the Loa always take care of others.
Thank you.
That reminds me, you mentioned that there were rituals and offerings
Yes.
that you'd been told to do to keep Yig away? I have an interest in anthropology, and I was wondering what those would involve.
Oh, she's gonna kind of frown slightly and kind of like blink. I I was 6 at the time. Uh, I I remember drumming. That's pretty much the gist of what I know. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Listen, I don't know if I properly introduced myself, but I'm Louise LeBlanc, by the way. How about I give you my phone number in case you maybe need a safer place to stay or something?
Oh, that would be. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. I know with everything going on, you might be a little upset, and I mean, I got space, and I'd be more than happy to take you and your snake somewhere safe.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Miss LeBlanc. And with that, we will go ahead and call it the end of the session. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!